Hi everyone! I know we're all so excited about the Cupcake Sprinkles mystery box and the adorable chartreuse cutie in the box, but I want to talk today about what's in the box. So I love the insert cards. They are perfect for quick, easy cards. They make card making so simple. So they're one of my favorites, but sometimes I like to add just a little bit more, a little pop of color, a little something else. So I'm going to use that teal removable vinyl that came in the box, and I'm going to kind of change around a little bit how the insert card is so that I can add that teal in there to give it just a little bit more color. So first I'm going to find an insert card. A few things to mention. I have my machine family set to Joy Extra. I had it set to Venture before, and it doesn't really give you a lot of insert card options because you don't have a card mat for the Venture. So keep in mind, depending on what your machine selection is set to, you might get different options. So I usually choose the Joy or Joy Extra when I'm looking for the cards. I bookmark them and then I switch it back to whatever machine I'm using, which is usually my Joy Extra. So first we're going to click over here on Projects, and I'm going to filter to Cricut Only, and then I'm going to filter to Insert Cards. These are alphabetized, so it's very easy to scroll and find it quickly. Now, I've already bookmarked, you can see this is, the flag is green, so I've bookmarked the Lotus Lantern Festival card, so I'm going to click on that. I'm going to choose the R40 size, but then I'm going to click Customize. There's a few reasons, because the foil transfer tool for the Joy and Joy Extra does not have a fine tip, so this is not going to let me do it anyway, so we have to customize and change a few things. So we're going to go ahead and click Customize. And then the first thing that I want to do here is I'm going to ungroup, okay? And I'm going to duplicate the corners and the lotus flower. So I'm going to duplicate that, and then I'm going to select the two of them, and I'm going to go up to Align and Center. And we're going to center that perfectly. Actually, I'm going to go back. And just to make this a little bit easier so we don't mess up the alignment of everything else, I'm going to take the X and Y coordinates of my original one. It's at 0.5 and 0.5, and I'm just going to change that here. That way it's perfectly aligned up, but then I don't have to worry about misaligning the whole project. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to go down to Contour, and I'm just getting rid of the 4 corners here. Okay, that's it. Just these 4 insert corners. Okay, you can see that now this is the only part that's selected, and I'm going to go up here and change the color just to like a lighter blue, so I know it's different. Now you can see over here I have some warnings. That's letting us know that the fine foil tip is not supported by the Joy Extra, but I'm not going to use any foil today anyway. I'm going to use the pens. So we're just going to go over here and change operation to pen for each of these quickly, and then we can filter through to our colors. Okay, so just change it to pen, so then we can filter through to our colors. I'm going to quickly look through my Joy pens and see which ones I want to use, and then we'll go from there. Okay guys, so I'm actually, because I want this to be an all blue card. I know that seems crazy, but it is my favorite color, and I'm going to use the Whispering Blue card base in the pack. So, and with the teal, I think all blue will just be really pretty. I mean, we'll find out. So I'm going to use the opaque gel pen, which is a 1mm, and it's blue, and then the glitter gel pen, which is a 0.8mm in light blue. So I've got to decide which one I want to use for which design. So what I'm going to do is go over here and turn the eye off next to this, and then turn the eye off next to this, so I can decide. Okay, so for this one, I think I'm liking the glitter. I want a little bit more glitter on this card. So I'm going to go up to the little color swatch next to where pen operation is, and I'm going to click the 0.8mm gel, and I'm going to go down to light blue. Now, this is not necessary. You have to, like, I could have clicked blue and it would be fine, but I like to use the exact colors if they're available. It just, to me, makes it much easier when swapping. Now, something to notice too is how the lines got a little bit thicker here. That's because I changed, it went from fine to a thicker millimeter. So that's really cool because it shows you just how it's really going to look, a little bit thinner. So I'm going to go back up and I'm going to go to the 1 millimeter marker and I'm going to go all the way down where those opaque colors are. Oh, no, sorry. The opaque are under the gel pen. There we go. So I'll click blue. So we have a lot of blue here, but I love it. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to hide this lotus flower just to make this easier. Oh, I forgot. Good thing I did that because I don't want this to cut out. So I'm going to remove the lotus cutouts. I'm going to go back to that contour and remove the lotus cutouts on this one. I don't want it to cut out at all. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is select all. I'm going to click attach. And then I can unhide this. So this is going to cut out of vinyl and that's going to do all the drawing and then cut those corners. So I'm going to click make, and do I want to save my project? Sure. Lotus Lantern Vesper card works for me. Much easier. We're going to click save. Oh, cloud only. Okay. So I had already clicked make, so we're going. First thing we're going to do after clicking on a card mat, we're going to double check and make sure, see it changed. Oh, okay, so this I'm doing on a mat. And then this one, we're going to make sure, okay, it's set to R40 size. So we're just double checking everything to make sure we're good to go. So I'm going to click continue and I want to do my card first. So I have 2 Joy Extras. It's going to take a second because it's going to search for them. And then I have to choose which one I'm using. If you only have one, it's going to pop right up. And my daughter also has one, so it might show 3 if hers is on, which I think it is plugged in. So I'll just pick which one I'm using, and then I'm going to go ahead and choose my base material, which is insert cardstock. I already have it favorited because I love the insert card, so I do it really quickly. So ensure quality and safety, move the star wheels to the right side of your machine. I will show you guys how to do that, but I want you guys to know, do it right now before you click got it, because the Joy Extra have that auto feed. So if you get near the rollers, it's going to sense it and it thinks you're loading a mat, even though it's just you moving the star wheels. So I did that before, so I'm warning you guys now. Do it before you click got it. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that, and then because of that auto load, you'll notice over here it's grayed out, but that go button will light up for me because the Joy and Joy Extra don't have any buttons on them. So I'm going to go over to my camera and do everything. I'm not going to come back and show you this in Design Space, so that's why I wanted to talk about it now. I also just realized I will come back in Design Space because I want to show you guys the pen, since I'm using 2 different colors. So we're going to open this up. See these star wheels? They're these white ones right here. Now I'm going to move 2 to one side and 2 to the other. I know it recommends doing all 4 to one side, but if you put your mat in, you're going to see all 4 on one side will fit, but 2 and 2 is also fine. You just don't want to hit on your card. So that's, as long as you don't have to worry about that, you're good to go. Okay, so I'm going to open up my cards first. There's tape on here. I use my True Control knife and I just cut a little slit. And the first thing I do is I take out one of everything that I'm using, envelope and all. That way if I don't send this card right away and I put it in my stash, I know which envelope pack it came from. I have the right size, all of that. So then I can go ahead and put this away. And I am going to need my green mat here because I'm using the teal vinyl. So I'm actually going to cut that down to size and put it on my mat. I'll do that off camera. So I'm going to put this stuff aside. I don't need it right now. So what we'll do is we'll take our card mat, remove that film. I'm going to put that insert over to the side because that reflection is a little distracting. So you're going to notice right here, there's a little flap that opens up. So what you'll want to do, open up your card, stick it in the flap, and stick it in and push it up. And then we're going to just secure it to that sticky part of the mat. If you have a brayer, use it. I love my brayer. So I'm going to go back into Design Space, and I'm going to click Got It, that we move the star wheels over. I'm shaking this a little bit, that's why it's going out of focus. Sorry guys. So I'm going to go back to Design Space for just show you a few quick things. Okay, so we're going to click Got It, and I choose that's already done. So it's going to tell me to load my light blue pen first. So that's my glitter gel pen, and then the blue one will come up. Now after it does all the writing with the light blue, it's going to pause, and then Design Space will have a pop-up that comes up, and it will tell you to put in the new pen. Once it's done drawing with that pen, another pop-up will come out to tell you to put your blade in. So you're going to keep switching those things out, but Design Space stops and tells you exactly what it needs you to do. So don't worry about any of it. It's going to show you step by step. Now quickly I'm going to look over here. So I need a piece of removable vinyl that's about 2 inches high and about 3.5 inches wide. So I'm going to cut that down while my machine's doing all of the drawing. So again, we're going to auto load this. I'll show you how. Okay, so I auto loaded my card, and there are two things that I do. I take my pen, which I already did that pen, and I'm going to do my opaque one, and you just scribble on a piece of paper and make sure that they're flowing well. So I'm going to go ahead and get this cutting, and we'll come back. Okay, something I wanted to point out quickly, this is all done drawing and it cut the corners. So now it's saying project complete. It's telling me to unload, but then to move my star wheels back. Now I did not select to remember my material selection because I'm using other materials. So once I unload this, I can move those star wheels back without any issues triggering those wheels loading my next mat. But keep in mind that if you did do that, maybe uncheck that so you can move your star wheels back without having to accidentally trigger that. So I'm just going to click unload and move those back really quick. It doesn't have to be perfect or exact, just as close as you can get them evenly spaced out. And another quick tip, I've already got this ready to go, but another quick tip is to flip your mat over. You're going to kind of get a little corner here. It's nice and stuck on there, especially since I use my brayer. So just be very gentle and kind of peel it carefully. I have one fingernail, so I do that. You can use like the spatula or whatever. But you're going to remove the mat from your material. This helps prevent any curling from happening, so your card doesn't all curl up. You can see how it's still nice and flat. Okay, so my insert cards too, they're still, those corners are still in there. So I'm just going to pull them out quickly and discard them. I've cut so many things with this machine, so I probably might be in need of a new blade. But I'll clean this off before I switch the blade out. But I buy the blades usually when they're on sale and stock up, especially since I have 2 Joy extras, a Joy, and my daughter has a Joy extra. So I have tons of extra blades on stocked up. Okay, so I'm going to move these star wheels back, just gently. Again, as close as we can get to how they were before. Doesn't have to be perfect, just as evenly spaced as you can. And yes, this is important. That's why they kind of give you that pop-up that says, hey, don't forget to do this. Push this a little bit. I know the housing's right there, so it's actually kind of a good guide to use. So again, they're easy to move, just carefully. Alright, there we go. I'm going to choose my next material, load it, cut it, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how I transfer it to the card. Okay, so I'm going to just push my machine back a little bit, and I have my weeding tool. So I'm just going to pierce a corner here that doesn't have any part of the design and pull this off. Yeah, I probably need to clean my blade, so I'll do that soon. Okay, so because we are using cardstock, paper, or whatever, I'm going to use an old piece of transfer tape. You can reuse your transfer tape, so I save it all different sizes, all different scraps. But this one is what I like to call well-loved. It's got lots of cat hair on it from my kitties, So that helps make it less sticky. So when we put it on here, we don't have to worry it's going to tear the paper. Now I didn't put my insert in yet because I wanted this backing, I don't want it too stiff. Now you might like it more stiff, it's up to you. I'm just going to apply my transfer tape. I'm going to burnish well from the front, flip it over, burnish from the back, and then I'm going to peel the vinyl backing from the vinyl. I'm not pulling up on the transfer tape. That's going to help reduce bubbles. Okay, and it comes off super easy. Now we're just going to eyeball this and line it up as best as we can. You can pull it up on Design Space if you want like a guide of where it was, but I'm just going with it. Gently press down here. Remember, this is paper, so it's going to stick. Now, anytime you're using transfer tape, you want to pull the transfer tape back straight. You don't want to pull upward. Again, that's going to cause bubbles for you. So, I might not have pressed hard enough, but we're carefully rolling it back. So, just push this down. And we're just pulling this straight back. And we'll just press over it again just to make sure it's all on there. Okay, I'll show you guys up close. So no bubbles, which I love. And I am doing the all blue look. I think it's really pretty, and if you can see the glitter sparkle, it's a pretty. Okay, so then when I do my inserts, I flip the card over, I stick in a corner, and I kind of gently bend it, not too much because you don't want to crease it, and stick that in, push it all the way up, flip it around, and we're going to take it and we're going to bend both corners this time, stick them in, push it down, and you have a card ready to go. Alright, let me know if you have any questions.